Emotional damage.
Is that good? Peace in Middle East. All right, we're here.
That'll never happen.
Not at this rate. You know, I've been saying peace in the Middle East for such a long time.
You know what you said?
Since I was in the Army.
You know what you said the other day?
Oh,
that
no.
just infuriated me. It made me so mad because you never say it. He said,
Oh, no.
And there's a comedian that talks about this, but you said one foul swoop. I've never heard you say that before. You're like, yeah, dude, we'll just get over there, just take care of everything, one foul swoop. And I was like, one foul swoop.
Okay.
And you were like,
I don't remember saying
oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh, dude, why did I strike a number with you?
Dude, it's just you never say stuff like that.
You never, yeah.
I probably cross-culturally read from like the 1830s by accident. And
I know something that can make him mad, but I can't say it.
oh, no. Dude, you probably know a few things that could.
I do.
Honestly. Speaking of things that make us mad, Kamala.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
That was excellent.
Yeah, dude. And you know, this is going to be great. Okay, we're going to go over the
We're going to go over some things this time.
The vice president debate, which was largely easier to watch than the presidential debate.
Yes. It
like,
was very
wait.
one-sided. It was
Yeah,
it was very one-sided.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw bias, but I don't think it was
As intense.
and
it was not as intense.
there was a leash on it for sure.
There was. They've seen the pitfall of the last one.
Yeah.
And how much was lost.
Yeah, for
Monetary
sure.
gain was lost. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
why
They saw
pulled
how
it back in.
you if you're gonna be like shiesty like that, you need to be covert about it.
Yeah. But
And they tried.
Sneaky.
Dude, that part, speaking of that, when they fact checked Vance, we're just diving into this. When they fact checked Vance and he was like, excuse me, and he continued to talk, is like, if you said we weren't doing fact checking, that was agreed upon by both parties.
That's where I heard about the
and
hotels.
he kept talking, dude, and he corrected them for what they threw out as misinformation, tweaking what he said.
They did cut out his mic
about
at the very end.
the Haitian,
They cut
the
it out,
Haitians has a legal Haitian area. Well, yeah, earlier they had. When him and actually Walz were both talking, they cut both mics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool to see that somehow JD was able to like verbal judo some people who were obviously not on his side.
The one thing I did
overcome it.
when I thought it was spoke volumes about his character when Walz was trying to get him fired up about the shooting and how his son was like a part of that.
rough.
And he was like, dude, look, man, I'm really sorry to hear about that. Really, truly.
Yeah, he seemed
and like
sincere.
Walz was like,
It is terrible.
yeah,
It
man,
is terrible.
Thank you.
You know what
Yeah.
I think happened? I don't know about JD's military career as far as like did he see combat,
I
but
don't
he was
think
definitely there when he was in it.
I don't
He
think
was.
Did he see combat?
Oh, I think I'm almost certain he was a Marine in Iraq, so I'd say yes on all fronts.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But the way that he looked at him was like this moment of no one should have to see
Yeah.
or be scared of that type of situation.
See, I didn't know he
I could
was
see
a
it.
Marine.
Oh yeah, Vance. So the whole big issue with Walz was it was so funny. Right before they go out there, you know that hunter game that you play when you're shooting on the
Like Call the Wild?
Call the Wild. That's what he was playing. So JD Vance is up there and he's like,
I had that
I'm
for
just getting
Dreamcast.
my my combat experience. This is going to be more than what Walz has seen. Because Walz, I know, dude. Because Walz said he worked with, as a platoon, we call it a platoon daddy. He worked with his guys for what, 20 years or close to that in the National Guard. Then Iraq kicks off. They get orders to deploy, and he's coached everyone into doing this, and then says, "No, I'm retiring." And doesn't go, and then uses the term, "I've used these weapons in war," and then tries to say he got tongue twisted and said that he served overseas when he never did.
Or like the one, that's not funny.
Which is insane.
Well, like this, like the biggest gaffe I saw him do, and he's like, "Yeah, I know plenty of school shooters. I'm friends with them."
Yes, I was about to say
And I was
that as
like,
well.
"Oh my!"
I watched that.
God. He
I
said
watched that
that.
live and didn't catch it.
Yeah, he said that. He did. He's like,
I was watching
yeah, I'm
it.
friends with school shooters too, you know?
I
And I'm like,
never. I think my mind plugged in what
What?
he meant to say. I never saw him say it until the rerun. I was like, what?
yeah.
Because he went on, dude. The craziest part. What do you think was the craziest part about that, other than the moderator thing? I have an opinion.
For me, how one-sided it really was. You know, Tim Walsh is someone who who's in his 50s, I think now, or 50s. He's 50s. Yeah, he's not.
I'd say
60s.
60s.
I thought so. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay,
But
probably late 50s.
yeah,
He's old.
for him to be that, I guess,
Oops.
bad at a debate, to say at least.
He was nervous, unprepared, ill-prepared.
Unprepared, saying off-the-wall things. And Vance, like, I mean, this was like straight,
Yeah, really off the
calm.
wall.
Yeah.
Or just like not on topic.
Yeah, very
just
calm. And I was thinking, his wife is a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
So she
really?
could be like pumping him up, training him,
Yeah.
He's 60.
He is 60. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he's 60.
Well,
like, flat. So you're
like,
barely. Yeah,
which
you were.
that's interesting you say that, because typically, like, if you're going to take the stand,
there you go.
your attorneys will prep you on how you need to handle it, what kind of questions they're going to ask, how you need to answer them. Get you ready for cross-examination.
Governor.
Yes.
I've been speaking in front of people. Is he a mayor? He's a governor, right?
Yep.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
So
Or they're doing the Islamic prayer.
Oh,
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
that is right.
Yeah.
They are allowing it in the
Yeah.
city.
Yep.
That's
Actually,
right.
you're talking about Walsh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Walz, yeah.
Actually, in his city, that was the main city for the riots.
Yeah.
His city got destroyed more than any other city during the main riots.
I didn't know that.
They were the
I didn't
ones
know
you've
that.
seen all the videos from, where it's like buildings and blocks getting burnt down.
Some rooftop Koreans out there, buddy.
departments,
Police
Stop
departments
that real quick.
locked up, rioted.
Really?
pull
out.
That's
Yeah.
all. This is news to me.
Yeah, this is
So,
all in his
Dude,
city.
They were throwing
is.
Molotov cocktails into the police department.
They had to flee.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
They took
Okay.
over the police department.
That makes sense. I guess I didn't.
They
Connect
also,
that as with him.
we're getting kind of sidetracked here, but they also left guns and
Yeah, in the
equipment,
armory,
tear
They
gas,
did.
and,
Yeah.
and
unlocked,
body armor,
or at least accessible.
Yeah.
So what I saw with Walz was he lied. He lied, man. And I maybe more than some people, I can just pick up on body language pretty quick usually. And to see someone who is deceiving, I can just pick it out usually. That's just something that I'm gifted with, thank God. I wish it was
crazy
with
'cause I lie to
making
you
money.
all the time.
Dude,
All
you
the
do.
time.
I know, but I don't tell you I know. I'm just like, man, I'm just disappointed.
Oh, it hurts so much worse.
No, you're like always very honest. Sometimes brutally. So he is asked directly by the moderator, "Hey, you reported that you were in China during this revolution, this protest. Okay, it was a big thing. I think 1989 or something.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Wall Street or some
Is
large
that the
post
Tiananmen
said."
Square.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. That's exactly what it was. Fact check that, and no, you weren't there. You didn't show up till the next year. So can you help us with that discrepancy?
Yeah.
You know, dude took a big gulp, turned beet red, and then starts. I grew up in a middle class family, and just
Yes.
goes off on this random escapade about my community knows me, and then after his 2 minutes expires,
Yeah.
she's like, the question was, sir. He's like,
You
I
big
could
dumb.
be a knucklehead sometimes, you know.
Yes, you just say that.
a
I'm a
knucklehead?
knucklehead sometimes. You
Who
know
wants
that.
a freaking knucklehead in the White House, dog?
Who
Again,
says knucklehead?
I
who
know.
says it, dude? But the way he said it was so like
Oh, you knucklehead.
passive aggressive
Yes.
towards himself. It was
Yeah.
weird, man.
Yep.
So then he turns it into, re-ask him, and then he gets this weird like, I didn't think this was going to come up again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I guess I just misspoke. You know, I was kind of there. I know Monday morning quarterbacking, but an honest person, I don't believe would be stuck so hard in that moment. It wouldn't phase him because you weren't feeling like your integrity was questioned
Yeah.
as it was. You would just think, oh, I made a mistake. Hey, man, look, I've been there 30 times, and it was around that time. That was a big thing that was happening, and it was on my mind, and I misspoke because we were there within 5 months.
Yeah.
And most people would say you were there around that time, right? And I just misspoke. It's not
I'm
a big
just
deal.
a knucklehead.
That's all. I'm just a big knucklehead.
Just a big dog.
Just a knuckle sandwich.
I remember seeing that as well, and it is.
It's If you
know,
watch
and-
him, it's terribly defeating
It
the way
is,
he
it is.
looks,
Yeah.
man.
And this is just the
Not a
VP
good liar.
debate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and who
looking
cares
at
about
this- Yeah,
But it didn't impact. You were telling me
it made a huge
yeah.
impact. The next day, it was 4 to 7 points nationally. lower for their team.
Yeah.
Usually a vice
Walz
president
team.
debate doesn't change anything. Almost
And-
never.
Well, there was a bunch of comments saying like, I kind of just wish it was JD running for president at this
Yeah.
point.
Honestly, yeah.
I
he is
no offense,
well-spoken.
Trumpo, I
Yeah.
do too.
I was disappointed with him in that debate with him and Kamala, but it's like
Yeah,
everyone's like, oh, well,
man.
she was so prepared. Like, yeah, dude, like they fed her questions. Like, you can't tell me that
Did
she,
you see that?
yeah, like she
Yeah.
can't, that she didn't know those questions were coming.
So there.
I grew up in a middle class family. My mom was a business owner.
Oh, she
Yes.
uses that again.
Over and over and
Yes.
over.
They're talking about that earpiece, and I was like,
And-
I just made that, but at the same time, didn't you see where she was in an interview before, and she answers the phone with her earbud? That's the same pearl based.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's
2 days ago,
legit.
I forgot what state she was. I think it was Georgia.
Georgia.
Her teleprompter went out, and she just kept repeating this, like the same two numbers.
Yeah, sure.
She's like,
Or when she learned what a ROI was, she's like so proud of it and said it like 30 times in a
Yeah.
day. Yeah, ROI.
But-
ROI.
but just looking at this,
Return
right,
investment.
It's like
for
that
those of
little
you who don't
kid
know.
when he uses that word apparently.
Apparently.
Apparently, I've never been doing
Been on
it
live
before.
TV before.
Yeah.
So she was actually just on an interview with, I think they were representing and talking about small business owners that are black. It was like kind of the synopsis of what they were getting at, right? And it's called All the Smoke, right? And I'm watching her. I've never seen this podcast or whatever they were doing. They asked her, remember her job, right?
Mm-hmm.
They asked her, what's the process of passing a bill? You know what she says? Exactly what you started saying, which is, I
yeah.
grew up, well, I grew up in a middle-class family in an apartment above a business, and the business owner, like, she kind of, like, grew me. She was, like, my mother and, like, grew us up, so I was exposed to small business at a young age.
Yeah.
And just deflected the question,
Yes.
man, because she doesn't,
Well,
she's not willing to tell us what she knows about it. I don't know.
You
So
know, well-
is she just not qualified?
possibly not qualified. I don't know if it's incompetency. I don't know that. I don't know. But you have to think of how fast track Kamala has been, and now to be in the role of a leader of a nation, it does
Yeah.
not seem legit.
She definitely wasn't the pick
No,
for
she
the
was not the
nominee
pick, and
at all.
No way.
what's really weird
way.
about it, right?
No way.
Even during the vice presidency with Joe, she was very nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
she was
non-existent.
unpopular, nowhere to be
He
found.
specifically said
And-
at an interview, Joe, he said she was the last person to show up and the first person to leave on most of the important topics. And he said it in kind of a joking manner, but I don't think that was a joke. Why would
I
you
don't
say
think
it?
So. I think,
Well, I think
his
he was
mind
just
went-
kind of, I think
Yeah.
he was venting
Yeah.
is what he was
Yeah.
doing.
And, you know, like the
anyway.
main reason we're talking about this is to see, are they capable? And like right now,
Sure.
the
Are they
running
fit?
mate
Yeah.
got destroyed in the debate.
Destroyed, dude.
His what cities he's run, what
Destroyed.
states he's run, is pretty much burning to the ground.
No.
He couldn't answer questions
Couldn't
that
answer
made
questions, and,
sense.
like-
There were
like, this is just, like,
generalizations.
this is what we visually see. Like,
He
this is
like
the real
agreed with
stuff.
Vance a couple of times.
He did, he
they
did.
both did that kind
Yeah.
of nice,
Yeah,
they're
they're
agreeing.
very good debaters.
Oh, it was
He
like
at least.
the
Vance was very
debate
Yeah, they were cordial,
between
for sure.
Obama and
good. Romney.
Romney.
Yeah, it was like very like
Oh,
How,
yeah.
hands
like,
watching,
you know, like I love you.
Passive aggressive,
You know,
but
Want a hug?
we're
Yeah.
cool after
Yeah.
this kind of thing. They're
Let's
so
go
cool.
get a beer.
yeah, exactly. You know, but
We going to Whiskey Dogs or what?
but
So-
that's like those are real debaters. You know, they
Yeah.
were gonna do some stuff. But
Yeah, they didn't get bent too much. Now he was just, for some reason, Walsh just kept seeming like he couldn't catch his breath. He was just nervous. He was doing this weird.
Yeah.
I think they call it in body language the upside down horseshoe, and it's a distress symbol. And it's
Yeah.
basically right here. These muscles get real crunched up, and it makes a horseshoe, right? That's upside down, and that
Sad
was
face.
the majority of the time on his face.
Well,
It's huge.
I mean, when you're not
right.
like, all right. So you guys ever gone out?
And he didn't debate as much as Homeboy has. So
No. Well, if you guys ever gone out and then like you wake up the next day and you're like, man, I just hope I didn't say anything stupid. I hope I didn't act too crazy. Like, yeah, you call it post-party depression. You imagine the next day waking
He's
up after
screaming in his
that
pillow, dude.
and you're like, God, dude, like just
Yeah.
avoiding any
Soap
TV.
in his
Yes.
mouth.
Yeah.
screaming in the shower.
Soap in his mouth.
That's from Arrested Development. Funke,
But-
Tobias Funke.
But just seeing
Look it up.
how both of them are running right now,
Oh yeah.
and at least, if you don't like Trump, leave him out of it, right? He's over
Sure.
there somewhere. He's doing
Yeah.
his thing. He's done
Right.
it for the last 8 years.
He's been the same person from
Yes.
the beginning, at least.
Vance, this is completely different.
Way
He
different.
could debate both of them probably at the same time and win.
Oh yeah.
That's the difference
But
that
he
we're
was
seeing.
he was the highest in his class from Yale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's self-made, dude.
Yeah.
He got a GI
Yep.
Bill. Family was poor, abusive father. Mother was on dope and self-made.
Yep.
Used the GI Bill, went to Yale, and
Yeah.
was the best. And
It
you
just-
see it. You do see it.
You can see
He
it.
carries himself in a
Yeah.
different way
You-
for
you
sure.
can see
dude.
And the Marines probably really helped him.
Oh yeah.
Kind
He
of.
was public
communicate to
relations
us.
a lot in the Marines as well, so he dealt with a lot of that. So,
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was a job.
but
He did what?
public relations.
I didn't.
What
know
was he, a
that.
lawyer?
I actually don't know that. It was 2003 to 2007.
He's probably like, all these guys blasted these guys. They
Yeah.
did have guns.
Yeah.
Here's
thought
the
they-
sheet
we-
of the guns. Okay.
Yeah.
We've seen something like that,
They won't make it to the wedding.
That might be. Yeah.
but seeing the both, right? We
Looks
know right now one side just seems more prepared. Not as many lies
Well,
being
I'll
put
tell
out.
you, the
Absolutely.
We can see it, right? And you just watch the footage. You can see it as well.
Dude,
right?
he was so calm.
Yeah.
His demeanor was that powerfulness that comes with
just command
being
presence.
sure.
Yeah.
Command presence, knowing you're sure in what you're saying. And he appeared very genuine. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I didn't feel any deceit coming from him. And I'm looking for that.
It's
you
gonna be
know?
good. He's gonna be
So-
the future, and he's already in place.
He's a good
Imagine,
voice,
Like
man.
you imagine like him and Vivek, dude.
oh man, this-
Ragaswamy, dude.
yeah,
My God,
Yeah.
dude. Nobody stand a chance.
nobody.
Because I really
Honestly.
like watching him too.
Dude,
He's
Yeah.
very articulate and he
money
gives
smart.
He
Money
gives
smart, yeah.
very good answers.
And he doesn't get bent.
Well, it's like
That
I
Hannity
like
guy said something in front of him. He said, "You're too young," like about who he's gonna pick for the vice president. Right in his face, man, on live
Yeah.
TV. He's like, "Nah, you're a good guy, but you're too young. He won't pick you." I was like, and he actually took it on the chin just fine.
Yeah,
I was like, "That's a smart dude
yeah.
to not get bent." I would have been like,
Well, he
Catch
went
me
on like
outside.
he's been on the View debating them. He's been,
Oh, he's been
all
everywhere,
over,
yeah.
dude. Like he did this thing where he's like, no other presidential candidates are going to, cities where they've always voted Democrat, and he was doing that.
Yeah.
And he was giving
Oh,
the
wow.
mic to the people to ask questions,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, what are you going to do for this? And he's like, blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
And it was like he answered the question. He didn't like dance around the question and kind of touch on it
because he
and then-
knows it.
Yeah.
There's a difference when someone's proficient and when they're not. And
Yeah.
unfortunately for the Democratic Party, both right now do not look like they are prepared. Like
No.
they know what's going on.
But-
They could have done better.
but yeah.
And so you don't like Trump, cool. Vance did a great job.
Yes, he
That's
did.
it.
Fantastic.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
To say at least. But
Interesting to see what happens.
all right. But
All right, that was awesome.
Awesome, guys.
Like, subscribe. Appreciate you. Love
See
you
ya.
guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.
What?